feel like I should have some bongos.
Yo, Big Chris.
8-3.
Yo, Big Chris, how you hanging?
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am C-Mac. On the left of me, I have my brother. And on the right of me, I got the one, the only, Big Chris.
DJ Big Chris, the Grand Imperial Big Chris, aka the Walking Big Body.
This is From the Drive to the Driveway. We did it your way, now try it our way. Now sit back and have some fun, buckle your seatbelts, and let's have a conversation. Let's go. Hey, welcome, 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 everyone. Thank you. I hope you're here today. And, hey, how you doing, guys?
What up, Shaw?
Welcome to From the Drive to the Driveway. We have another episode for you today. But first, I want to, because I noticed, in the last, since we did season 2, I didn't give start off the show, because season 1, I normally start off the show by shouting out the big guy, the one and only Jesus Christ.
Jesus
Know on this, y'all know on this podcast, I give all the glory to Jesus. So I just want to say, praise Jesus. Thank you, Lord. We here, our eyes is open, and we're, we got the podcast popping off because of you and you only. But yeah, man, I just wanted to start tonight actually. We're going to talk about Black athletes and life after they signed that contract. I was talking to my brothers here. If you want to introduce yourselves, you're more than welcome. But we were talking. I wanted to talk to them about it because we were big sports fans, and we're really in tune with sports. So I just wanted to, the thing that's been going on, within I say the last 2 weeks is talking about Ja Morant. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he's going. I don't understand what's going on. Hold on one second. I don't know why you're Phil. You're muted for some reason.
How about me?
No, I can hear you. All right, got you. But yeah. So I just wanted to touch base on what that young guy is going through. I feel like he's going out of control right now, and for the guy to be worth so much, for him to be in the NBA, I just really feel like it happened to a lot of our athletes like that every time we make it somewhere, especially in NBA and NFL. You know what I mean? Hold on. Like we could start off, by just touching on like as far as transitioning and how he should handle himself, or any young athlete when they make it to the big leagues. How should they start to handle themselves?
Well, I just think right off top, you guys know me, man. I just think he's being regular. Because he wanted to taste some pussy? I don't know.
But he's not a regular guy. He's a $200 million business that could be a $1 billion business.
I know, Adam. Right. But all he did was probably playing some butt. That's it.
But he's got a lot at stake with the. He's got the gun charge, right? He's got the scandals, right? So you go back to last summer. He's having open runs at his house. The dude's worth $200 million. Like I said, he could be worth $1 billion. He's got strangers in his house, beats up a 17-year-old, with a gun in his waistband. Like if you're worth $1 billion, if you're worth $200 million, you can't have strangers at your house like that. Guys who don't know, pulls up at a security guard on the mall because he wants to protect his mom. Like I said to Kurt, he seems to be a lot about protection. In that when he did the interview on ESPN talking about protecting his sister, protecting his mom. He's got so much money, he can hire professional security guards. He can hire former Navy SEAL special operations guys. That's what you do when you have $200 million. You don't.
Well, the thing about it, all that protection is null and void if you get out of the same element that you're in. You're no longer in an element. You're no longer part of that. I don't care how deep in the hood you are. If you have made it out of the hood, there's nothing for you in the hood besides giving back. You don't go back to the hood and hang out because
right.
those are the people who don't want to see you where you are. You go back to the hood and you make it easier for someone else that's younger than you. You worth 200 million all of a sudden. I don't like the excuses of an individual in 2023 telling us that all of a sudden you go from poor to rich. You know what I mean? All of a sudden he's got 200 million. Well, you know what? Go somewhere, sit down and figure out what to do as opposed to doing the same thing you was doing when you was broke. Just can't do those things. You got to get away from all of it. Get your sister out of the same kind of school you came up in and get her in a school where you feel safe, that she's going to be safer than you were when you came up.
But I think he did.
Security.
Yeah.
So what does she need security to go to the mall? You got enough money that they will bring the stock room to your house.
Right. And that's been his excuse a couple of times with his mom and his sister is safety. He sounded like a police officer trying to make sure his family's safe. That's his excuse for wanting to act crazy. But when you have money like that, you get, like I say, you get professional security to make sure you don't have to do that. Memphis team owner will probably pay for that for him just to keep him out of trouble and keep him straight.
That is very true. That is very true.
Yeah, they don't listen. He is totally a business. Okay,
absolutely. And he's a $1 billion.
He's the new face of the NBA.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm surprised. His first of all, his father. I don't from what I've seen his father do. He doesn't have enough know-how to be so much in the limelight around him. Now, what Ball did, I feel like Ball knew what he was doing. They ended up with sneakers, shoes, the whole league.
Generated a lot of publicity.
Every one of them made it to the league. You know what I'm saying? He kind of had a mindset of what to do. This guy's father is just a father that loves him. He don't know the business. Stay out of it. You cannot hire. I don't care who it is. You can't even hire your twin brother if he doesn't know the business. You guys, it's your family's business to make certain that you don't make the same mistakes. And if it's something that they don't know nothing about, then why are they in the middle?
But there is a blueprint when you talk about the transition. He's not the first guy. There's lots of successful athletes that are successful on and off the court. He doesn't have to look far, right? He's not a pioneer. He doing what he's doing. He knows better, and he's around people that know better. He can get advice from LeBron James, from Shaquille O'Neal. He doesn't have to look far. He's not on an island by himself. If he is, he put himself there.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true.
They have resources to get the help that they need.
I can't.
But like I said,
Bill.
You're breaking up.
All right, let me see. Yeah, take over the
Yeah, I don't want to dominate the conversation, but the next thing I was going to say is that I don't know if we all realize what he's on the brink of, because the NBA is going international.
Self-destruction.
Right, but the flip side is that he's on the brink of being the face of the NBA. He's the most marketable American player in the NBA. You think about the best players in the NBA, the new generation. Who's in the Embiid race? Giannis, Embiid, Jokic. Those guys are all foreigners, and they're all 7 foot tall. They're not selling Nike sneakers, maybe Giannis a little bit, but they're not marketable like Ja is. He's exciting. Memphis Grizzlies, small market team. He blew them up. Everybody wants to tune in and watch him play. Not so much anymore because of their antics. It might have went too far. But they're like the underdog story. He's in a perfect position to be the next face of the league of Nike, and they want that. The NBA, Adam Silver needs him because Jokic isn't the face of anything. He might be the 3-time MVP, but he's not selling the sneakers. Nobody wants to look like that guy, play like that guy.
No.
Yeah, that's very true. But then we could touch back on like what Chris said. His father, and like how you and I discussed earlier, like how does his father work? How do they work so hard to get to the NBA for his son to go rogue, and just do silly stuff, and you're not there to mentor him to make sure he's doing what he's supposed to be doing when you're he's the face of the NBA.
I think Chris said it. His father doesn't know. Chris said it. His father doesn't know. His father might know how to make him into an all-star point guard, but he doesn't know how to run a $100 million plus business.
Yeah, you can't take
Well, then
somebody
you
with
need to go.
minimal funding. You can't. Nobody
Yes.
with minimal funding can run that kind of business. You cannot run $100, $200 million business when for 40 years you've had minimal funding.
I think his father owned a barbershop, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Compared to the money behind this young man right now, you can't manage that money. You need proper money managers, financial advisors, and you need somebody to help you with the moral clauses that are in your contract. That's not in there just for any reason. They know they're getting ready to give you a stack of dough. But guess what? You get out of line, you're gonna lose a lot. You're gonna lose a lot.
Nah, you better believe it. And it's I don't know if y'all seen what Gilbert Arenas was talking about, but Gilbert pretty much hit it on the nose. He was just like, yo, now you in the NBA, you were one of the biggest stars. You're no bigger star now. You're gonna have to take at least 2 to 3 years off.
Yeah, I'm gonna push back.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't mean to cut you off, but you know, like I said earlier,
bro, this is it. This is it. Yeah.
Like I said earlier, winning, all's forgiven if you win. You know, like John Morant, he hasn't, you know, he didn't tank his career. Now he's on the verge. He could go fall off the cliff, or he could keep on going. Like I said, they have a good playoff run. They make it to the Western Conference Finals. He's putting up 30 a night, and putting up those highlight clips. They're going to forget about this quickly because he didn't do anything that terrible yet.
No.
Yeah.
So it's not going to take 2 years for him. There's no guns in the locker room. It's not going to take 2 years for him to come back.
But yeah, it might not be guns in the locker room.
There's no crimes. He hasn't committed a crime. I'm not defending. I'm not defending his actions. What I'm saying is that it's sports. We like a winner in America.
Yeah.
You know, we'll forget about this.
If he wins, winning kind of diffuses a lot of this. I mean, look at Kobe. Kobe
in 2003, exactly.
Kobe was accused of rape.
Yes, sir.
They found the woman was lying, and she wanted to sleep with him. So he, in turn, when they found out the truth, he cheated on his wife in the public eye. Tiger cheated on his wife in the public eye.
In the public eye.
They all come back because they win.
Exactly. Winning solves everything.
All he has to do, honestly, is clean his act up, get back on track, get on the court, shut up, and just play.
Yep.
Leave the guns and leave the guns alone.
Right.
Where he was, are there any gun laws where he was? Like
he didn't break any laws. That's the difference between him and Gilbert. Gilbert broke laws in Washington D.C. John Morant didn't break any laws. He was just being a dumbass.
Yeah,
he's being young. What he is.
Well, they put it on tape. That's the problem. They put it on tape.
Yep.
Dude, you don't have to be on social media showing us. You don't even have to be in the club like that.
The gap. He got the gap right next to his face, man. And you're in the NBA. Like, they are not trying to hear that. That's the wrong market you're going up against, man.
But why they put him on blast when he did this?
What?
Chill.
Yeah, he had one leg here, one leg here.
Yeah, that's how it works.
But I think like Corey, like he needs to cut out that nonsense. But you know, what he needs to do, honestly, I know some of you guys aren't big LeBron fans, but he needs to follow LeBron James and be like, what would LeBron do? Look at the trajectory of LeBron James' career, and he needs to kind of get on, surround himself with better people, be smarter in the public eye. You know, he wants to mess with strippers and stuff. You can't have cameras in the strip club. Not even touching the gun thing, but nobody's gonna criticize him. He wants a party and stuff, as long as it's not on Instagram. That's a quick way to lose his endorsement deals. I don't know what Nike's gonna do if they're gonna release his sneakers on the first. Powerade, I think, shelved his campaign. I think.
You still breaking up? Yo, you still breaking up? I can't hear you. No, but try to reboot, Phil.
I did.
Okay, but anyway, we can't hear you, bro. But but anyway, I feel like not like you know, I don't really feel LeBron on court, but he's been in the league for 20 years with no trouble.
Yeah,
If
you want a
anything,
blueprint to follow.
he should be trying to consult.
Yeah,
exactly.
LeBron James has made himself available to young athletes. I don't know if he made himself available to Ja, if they're, but like I'm sure behind the scenes, he can get some guidance and advice from veterans and people that, the other story I read, I don't know if this has been confirmed, but the night before that, the strip club video came out, his teammates had a players only intervention and told him to try to get him to clean up his act a little bit. And it seems like that strip club video might've been in response to his teammates' criticism. I don't know, that's what I read. Yeah. I haven't, I don't know if that's true or not, but kind of a slap in the face of the Memphis Grizzlies and stuff, especially he's going to be back in like 4 games, I think. They're going to try to. Yeah. He's got 8 game suspension. I think he's been suspended before.
He's got another 2 games left, but
2 games.
He's probably not going to play this coming week, Monday or Tuesday, whatever game it is.
Yeah. So,
I don't watch the games. To be honest, I don't watch them play anyway. I don't watch them play. I don't really watch them when they on. I don't really watch. I don't want to watch them. I watch the highlights. I don't really watch them. I don't watch them. Like that. I don't.
Nah, they pretty good though.
Yeah, I see the record is good. They look like a good team. But I'm saying
they are, bro, and they're exciting to watch.
Where are they right now? There are 4. They down to the fourth seed
in the East. Yes.
In the West, 4th seed in the West.
That don't mean nothing over there though. That don't mean nothing.
The West is a mess right now.
It ain't like 2 teams.
Yeah, the West is pretty condensed.
You got AD and his crew trying to get in. You got the Knicks over here whooping ass.
But Kurt, I know you have some points from the beginning. Right? Something you want to touch on.
No, of course. Like I said, it's not just about Ja Morant. I wanted to talk about it because it's like most of the young black athletes, especially like I said, it ain't just the NBA, it's the NFL too, man. Look how many times these guys in the NFL, like they messed, they're dang near self-destruct their own career as soon as they start or in the first 2 years they're in there. You know what I'm saying? And it's because but that's that's dang near 20 years ago.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm just chiming in on it though. That's the thing is called black athletes life after contract. Look what the schmuck did.
Yeah, I don't know anything. Sure. I don't know anything about the NFL. The only reason I'm going to say is that it's not always comparable because
you never heard things about the NFL.
No, I'm saying I don't know anything about it. No, I'm saying I don't know anything about the. I don't know anything about football other than it's hard to compare because to me it's apples and oranges because of the CTE component. The concussion syndrome. These guys are crazy, and it's not necessarily because of it's because of the brain damage that's sustained. So a lot of these guys doing extreme things you see. So I'm reluctant to always compare.
NFL players. It's kind of like the same thing. Like that's what I'm talking about. It's like once they get in, especially these young guys, for like I would say within the last 5 to 8 years, they've been like making a mess of themselves. Like I said, it's NFL and NBA.
Right. No, but I know
exactly what you're
right. The concussions and the brain damage can lead anybody to do some reckless, crazy things.
Yeah, but it's before that though, Adam. But it's before that. This is when they as soon as they get in. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm talking about is soon as they get that contract.
That's there. That's there. The CTE is there when they're young. I'm saying like some of the reckless things they do that are extremes. I'm not talking about blowing money or being a fool in a strip club. I'm talking about these guys. Some of the extremely reckless behavior you might see a little bit more of in the NFL. That CTE could be there when they're 18.
Yeah,
because they do a lot. There's a lot of that going on.
No, I get it.
But you could talk about the NFL. I'm not saying not to. That's just my only thing is, some of these guys have a legitimate
but I'm just saying
excuse.
that's what I'm talking about right there, man. Like I'm just talking about just like young black athletes in general. When they get in there, it's like they don't have mentors. You know what I'm saying? And they're around the wrong affiliation. They're still in the hood. they still, you know what I'm saying? And when you like we discussed earlier with John Moran.
Why do you think that is? What do you think the temptation is when you work your whole life to get yourself out of the hood? You know, you get your big multi-million-dollar contract. What do you think the temptation is to go back there? And other than Chris said, the only reason to go back there is to give back.
They go back to be a hood superstar. They're not that no more. They stuck.
Yeah, that's the problem because you tend to want to stunt. It's like when you were in 10th grade and you got a new outfit on the weekend, your biggest deal was, I'm getting ready to walk through the glass at NFA with crisp top to bottom. I'm getting ready to kill these cats out here. You know what I mean? So you play all this time, you know where you come from, you know what your friends look like, you know what your peers look like. The first thing you want to do in the off season is to go home and do a little flossing. You want to go to the bar, the club, you want to buy it up. You want to make sure all the chicks know that now you streaming full of cash. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a stunt that you want to do. And if you can't get that out of your system, see, if he had done this his first year in the league, I'd be more inclined to say, you know what, it's his first year in the league.
Right.
But he's been in the league now for a few years.
Yeah, what, 4 years, 3 years?
If he's been in the league 4 years, then it's
23.
even worse.
He's been in the league for what? He came out with Zion. And
if he came out with Zion, that's right. He's been in the league 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
Yeah.
He's a little bit.
So
he's young, but he's past this, right?
I don't have an excuse for him because he could have learned off of other people. This is an incident that we found out about because they were dumb enough to post it to Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
There are many of these incidents that go on and on and on. I look at these players, I see how they carry themselves around each other, and they're pretty much the same. Much the same. Now, I'm not saying all of them carry guns and all of them go to strip clubs, but this cannot be. With as many players as there are on as many teams as we have in the league, you got the G League and everybody, the coming uppers and the ones that are free agents, that this is something that happens from time to time. They just happen to be dumb enough to post it on Twitter.
My issue with John Morant, and I'm a big fan of his. You can ask Kurt. I don't like a lot of young guys, but I am a big fan of Ja. Is that now like, you know, you talk about Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce got stabbed when he was young, but he got stabbed out in a nice club in Boston. John Morant.
Yep.
You know, but John Morant is bringing the trouble to him, or
to himself.
To himself. He's not back where he's from. He's not. You know, he's not going to the hood. He's got, like I said, he's got this huge mansion and he's got open basketball runs in his house. I've never heard of that in my
That's
life.
ridiculous.
You rent out a gym somewhere. You know, he's pulling up at a mall. He's pulling up at his sister's school. It's even worse to me because,
first of all,
he's finding the trouble. He's going to it.
To have the contract he has, to be who he is, to have the ceiling that he has, which is almost unlimited, and to probably be able to make $500 million over the next 10 years.
At least.
He shouldn't be playing in open runs. Do you know the open runs I see on YouTube are in a closed gym on the 15th floor in New York City?
Exactly. You have to be vetted.
Don't nobody.
Exactly.
I have never seen any of these guys' homes.
Right. Exactly.
Never.
So they are
never.
Right. Haslam. I've seen Haslam's home once on YouTube.
Yeah.
But he got like 8 or 9 pit bulls. He got like 8 or 9 pit bulls. I dare you.
Sir. Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
So what's
but
going
there's
on
no,
with John?
but like you said, there's no.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, you know, but like, why? I like you say, he's bringing it to his house. There is no way I would ever bring nobody to my house, especially playing ball, especially to people I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Why is he playing ball anyway? Why is he playing ball anyway? You play
he's under
ball.
Contract. Facts.
Right.
You
He's
play
How
ball
old is this
with
kid
other.
again?
Say what?
23.
How old is this kid again?
23.
20.
You guys can
He's
hear
my
me?
son's age.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
I
can
hear
finally
you now.
hear you.
Nice.
you now.
Perfect. Chime in, Phil.
I got you. Y'all go ahead, lead off. Let me catch what y'all was at. But go ahead.
All right.
No, I'm just we still talking about the same thing, but Adam touched on it. Like he said, like why would he be doing like open runs at his house? That's the least thing you should be doing when you out, especially when you're a how can I say a superstar in the biggest basketball league in the world. I would
Yeah, he's
never
actually
bring
making himself a target too.
Absolutely,
Like,
he's making
that's a
himself
target.
That's what he
Absolutely.
is. Like,
The worst thing about the situation is his father is
my
helping
thing-
him be an idiot.
Yeah. Well, his father's not stopping him anyway.
But exactly.
That's my point.
But that's exactly
So,
why does he like? But I feel like even if like his pops, he should like Memphis should automatically like Adam touched on earlier. They should automatically hire somebody like an assistant, mentor, or somebody to keep this kid out of trouble, man.
Right, because
because his father, obviously his father is not doing a good job.
Right, this is the best thing that's happened
his
to the
father
Memphis
is not
Grizzlies.
doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Right, and this is Memphis
That's
Grizzlies.
that's why they're mentioned.
What's that?
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying this is going to be the Memphis Grizzlies' biggest star they've had, right? This is
yes, sir.
He's kind of elevated the team. I know
besides Big Country.
They had the grit and grind Grizzlies right back in like the 10, 12 years ago. But I'm surprised that Memphis's owners, I don't know who they are, honestly. I think are they tech guys, tech billionaires, I think, that own the Memphis Grizzlies? But I'm surprised they're not like, what's that?
I said in Memphis?
I think so. I think they're from the Bay. I might be wrong, but I thought I thought it was a tech guy. But I'm surprised that they're like we touched on, that they're not like hiring people to surround themselves with jobs, because even if you take the person out of it, not to dehumanize him, but what is he worth to the city of Memphis, and what's he worth to the Memphis Grizzlies? He's worth billions, right?
Yeah.
He's selling out this. When LeBron James left Cleveland, the downtown Cleveland, it costed downtown Cleveland billions of dollars when he went to Miami because of the revenue in restaurants and stuff. He's an economy unto himself. I don't understand why the Memphis Grizzlies, or maybe he hasn't been receptive, but why they're not trying to surround him, for lack of a better term, with a babysitter with security to make sure he's not messing around.
I'm pretty sure it goes back to what you were saying too. I mean, this is the biggest star that Memphis have had. So they're babies to this stuff. LA had this a million over. Like they had the Magics, they had those. So they're seasoned in what it takes to have superstars. Memphis, this is their first true superstar. So they're just as grown as Ja Morant father. Not to make excuses for him, but they have to definitely surround themselves. Just like Ja has to surround himself with people that can, mold him into the right, paths and give him good directions and where to go. But, open court, that's not going to help. That's definitely not going to help at his house. That's just making yourself a target. And go back to what Chris was saying. It's no way. He makes way too much money. He can lose all his asset, all his money by not just spending $100,000 a year, or probably just for protection, just for that person to be legally able to carry a gun beside him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where he doesn't have to put himself and others at jeopardy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But look at all the players in the league. There is no huge.
Yes.
There is no huge. There's dudes that play on New York. In New York, Carmelo Anthony was able to walk the street.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Ja Morant can't go nowhere? I'm trying to figure out the way you project yourself to your fans and your people, and how you act, and the flashiness and everything that you do. You carry yourself a certain way. There's no respect for you. That's why you got to go get security.
Chris, it's definitely the person. 100%. It is Ja. At the end of the day, it's Ja Morant. It is Ja Morant. It's Ja Morant. Because
listen, anybody can get robbed. Anybody.
Right. Absolutely.
Listen how you carry. You in Tennessee.
I'll put it like this: the only time he should touch a gun is when he's at a firing range. He can have two former Navy SEALs carrying AR-15 surrounding him.
He doesn't.
Doesn't.
If you remove yourself from the trouble area that you came up in, the trouble will be minimal.
Right.
Any
right.
trouble coming your way
But
is out of the way. It's like somebody finds you at a mall that's upscale and you find trouble in the parking lot. I'm behind you 100%. They should leave you alone. All they want is an autograph and a pic. But when you go back downtown, for what? You did everything you could to get uptown. What you going back downtown for? What you going back down there for?
My brother, my brother used to say, "Yo, just what Big Chris said. You move all the way out there. He used to find himself coming back down to the corner store. You live all the way out there, and you go to the corner store. So to me, if something happened, it was like you was asking for us.
Yeah, but if you guys remember Lorenzen Wright from Memphis, like that's the they just like his wife had to do shot and killed when he went back to the hood. They found him in the back of the woods somewhere. Like I'm not, but like and again there is nothing, man. Like honestly, once you remove yourself from them areas, I don't care if you're rich, you're middle class.
Well,
there is nothing there no more, man. There's really no reason to go back. You know what I'm saying? Because in the Black community, at times, sometimes we could be our own worst enemy, man.
Absolutely.
Because, you know what I mean? Because we don't look at, you know what I mean? We don't look at each other as, like, wow, man, like my brother is coming up. He's evolving. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let me see what he's doing. Let me ask him what he's doing.
And how he did it.
So and how he did it. It's not, you know what I mean? And that's why I wanted to do this tonight. Like,
so
like, well, hold on. Like, I just wanted, I feel like that's how we are our own worst enemy. Instead of us trying to big each other up, it's still that crab in the barrel, thing going on.
Yep.
And definitely when you become a superstar, it's unfortunate, man. But you cannot find yourself back in them streets or with the wrong affiliations. Because like you said, it's either the two things: you either go to self-destruct, mess up your own career, or you're gonna get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, and you might get killed and you might be on TMZ the next day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's because of us, like and it's unfortunate that we got to speak on this type of situation, but it's so true. I know, like I'm not even a superstar. I'm nothing but a guy that just got a regular 9-to-5 job. But I know, you know what I'm saying? I know, like in our old neighborhood, there's nothing for me to go down there for no more. Nothing. I got to raise my children, you know what I mean? Make sure they doing right. But, my family, don't get it twisted. They still, in some of my family still in them neighborhoods. I'll never forget where I come from. I'll always rep it. But there is no reason for us to go back in them situations again.
Super
you know
right.
What I'm saying? So, but at the same time, I understand a 23-year-old don't want to be stuck in the house all the time either.
Yes.
So what do we say about that? Because he's 23.
That's why I
said finances are like that, though.
He can bring everything to him.
You can bring everything to him, but you can get out. You could listen. He works for billionaires. When he get antsy, he can say, "Yo, I want to take a flight, take my wife and kids and father and mother and all of us. We're gonna go to Bermuda for the weekend."
Right.
Boom.
You out of the
hood. You can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But like Chris said, there's outlets. It's not the hood, but you can go to Vegas. Michael Jordan can gamble in a casino in Vegas. Biggest star on the planet. Like you can be a huge star and still go out, but it's where you're going, right?
It goes back to
you got to be around other people worth $100 million plus.
It goes back to what I was saying. It's like choices. Like, you know what I mean? Certain people are just it's certain people that have choices and they just choose to make the wrong choices. To be honest, like he doesn't need to be there. He 100% don't need to be there. Has no business being where he's at. but it's choices, and he's young. At the end of the day, like, you know, a couple of the past NBA players that was chiming in on it, you know, the Kyrie Irvings and the you know, Jackson, they were chiming in on all of it. It's like they made their choices at their young age, and they messed up. You know what I mean? But it's they were just commenting on what he do next. What should he do next? You know what I mean? And it's like he's doing the right things to do it. To, you know, put in programs and all the other stuff to get him right. But, you know, it's just the next generation coming up. You know what I mean? And that's what you know, the problem is. You see something like that, and that's what they were trying to say. And I think that's what he actually grasped, because the next, he might not think there's anything wrong with it. The next, he sees it now, but the next generation's like, oh snap, you can do that? Oh, okay, that's what I'm about. You know what I mean? And they, you know, each one teach one, and they do, you know, they follow each other, and that's the problem. You know what I mean? They don't think they're affecting how many people they're affected, because it's a big following. Ja Morant is he's the next superstar. If he just, I mean, the biggest next to LeBron James. He can be. I feel like that. He can be.
He can, but he got to say, if he's going to be that way, he needs to take some of the, you know, some of the things from LeBron James, and you know what I'm saying, and try to walk like how, not walk, you know what I mean, but try to, you know, make his career. Yeah, exactly. He should try to make his career, you know, have longevity like LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
Everything he needs to say needs to be on the court.
That's it.
Point blank. But again, like, all right, let's put ourselves in his shoes. Like, again, he's 23 years old, man. That is mad young.
Yeah.
He probably feeling to himself like, yo, all right, boom, I got all this money. I got all this, you know, all the big house and stuff, but what else is it to do next? I would like to have some fun, you know what I'm saying? And now you like the, you know, you the fish in the fishbowl everybody looking at.
You know what there is to do.
You know what I'm saying?
Work on that next $200 million contract. He's right now he's got a $12 million Nike contract. That could be a $200 million Nike contract.
For sure.
Like LeBron James said years ago, you know, he wanted to be a billionaire before he retired from the league. That's what you do next.
Dope.
You work on your game.
Cool.
You work on your game, and you work on getting to $1 billion. That's pretty much a goal for every NBA star nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not going to get there by starting fights with security guards and beating up 17-year-olds. You know,
putting your face in trim.
Well, you still might get there doing that, but.
Good, man.
So in light of what you guys said about Morant influencing the next generation, now you guys think what do you guys think his responsibility is? He's going to have a Nike signature sneaker. You know, he's going to, you know, face of the league. You know, you think he has a responsibility aside from himself? You think he has responsibility to young black kids?
Yeah,
of course.
Everybody's watching.
Whether he likes it or not, he does. Whether he likes it or not, he does. Everyone has eyes on him. He's a superstar. You know what I mean? So regardless of what he feels and he doesn't want to be, unfortunately, he is.
Would you guys buy his sneakers?
Would I buy his sneakers? Absolutely. I mean, you make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, and it's not like he's like goes back to what Chris said. You know, look at Kobe. Kobe made a mistake. Well, you know, all these people have been there, done that. It's what you do after. You understand? So would I boycott? No, it's not to that extent. He didn't commit a serious crime. It just looked bad what he did. He just influenced a lot of kids that looks up to him that was okay. And that was the biggest problem. You know what I mean? So he didn't commit a crime. He didn't rape anybody. He didn't do anything like, oh my God, what is this guy doing? You know, this is fixable.
Yeah, but he was having too much of a good time.
Exactly.
On camera.
And but that's the new generation now, Chris. Everything is everything they post, they want to show what they're doing. They want to show how much money. I got and all this.
You know what? He needs a flip phone. That'll solve a lot of his problems right there. Get yourself a flip phone.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, like, okay, but like I started saying before, the NFL, like, how do we, like, my thing is, what do y'all think needs to happen prior to these kids? You know what I'm saying? Getting these big $200 million contracts.
It's there, Curtis. It's there. All those tools are there. It's whether you choose to get it or not. It's just like the school system. Let's get back to that. It's just like this. It's all there. Everything is there for you to progress. It's your choice.
Yeah, but
it's your choice. It's there. It's there. It's all the tools is there for you to progress and don't even have to look back in the mirror.
But again, all right. If it's there and it's by choice, sometimes you need like that mentor and that guidance. So
guidance.
Where's the guidance? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like
Sodom and Gomorrah.
His mentorship problem is every time I see him and his father, they look like friends.
Right. Well,
his mentorship problem is that his father is his friend and not his father.
Right.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Honestly, I've always said this in my oldest, my 21-year-old, I'm not his friend. I do not want to be your friend. You get what I'm saying? I'm your father. Point blank. Period. I don't want, because you know that playfulness and all. No, don't not do it. That's what you got friends for. I'm your dad. I'm your only dad. You can have thousands of friends. One dad. I want to be that one dad. That's it. But that's the problem. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, his father is trying to be his friend and it's not being his father.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay, right? Yes, I get what you're saying. But what about, what about the kids that grow up? And that's why I'm not just talking about John Morant. I'm talking about young black athletes that are superstars. What about the guys that don't have fathers? Like, that's why, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine if we could talk about a John Morant without the father. You know what I'm saying? And he would, you know what I mean? He would be doing way worse because he don't got.
No, not particularly.
Yes.
See,
no, 100%.
No, wait. The thing about what I said about his mentorship problem being his father is that his father is in his life and his father is his friend.
Yes,
now, an individual that grew up in a home with just a mother,
that's a fact.
That could be their mentorship problem. Could be they're being led by the wrong type of male, or they're not being led enough by a male. His particular problem, in my eyes, with his mentorship, is that his father, although he's in his life and at every game, he looks more like a friend to me than he does his pops. When I used to see Shaq Pops at the game, Shaq Pops was at the game like, nigga.
Yeah.
You gotta make free throws. What is all of this? What is all of that?
Right.
He looked like he was watching his son play as opposed to his boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Encouraging the bad behaviors and stuff.
Look, and I take it to baseball. I watched Derek Jeter his whole career. His mother and father came to the game. His father wasn't his friend. It's his pops. Period.
Right.
I saw 100%. No nonsense in his face. Like, why are you swinging out at? Why are you swinging at that? Shaq missing free throws. Like, why is you missing free throws? They free.
Yep.
I don't see that from Giles Pops. I don't see it. When I do catch a game or when I see the highlights and they show him hugging his pops after the game, his pops look like his boy. I thought that was his boy.
Yeah. He would go and smoke a clip with his pops.
And it don't mean crazy. Listen, me saying he looked like his boy has nothing to do with him looking young. It's the way they carry themselves around each other.
Absolutely.
And that's where mentorship is a respect level.
Right.
You got to respect your father like my father take my head off if I get out of line.
Exactly.
Mine would have too.
And you always had that fear. You always had that fear.
That's how you learn. Right. That's how you learn because you respect the individual enough to listen to him.
That's
absolutely.
Right.
Okay, I see my father doing this. I see this is what's going on. This is how I should do it. And if his father wasn't acting like his boy, he would have been somewhere trying to figure out where this dude is at.
Right. It's like one of those. I'm pretty sure he was probably a little bit timid to do things around his father, and then his father let that one slide, then the other one slide, then the next one slide, and he's just like his boy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure he was a father up to a certain point, but and then also, the money start trickling in, and then everything kind of like
power dynamic. your father's maybe his father was his father when he was younger, but now you're the breadwinner.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm the daddy.
His father might not know how to act now because he's living off his son.
If one of my boys would have made it, I can't tell them how to spend their money when they get to a certain age.
Nope.
But I'm still a father.
That's
You're
right.
30 years old buying a $1 million car if that's what you wanted to do. But guess what? You still my son.
Right.
You're not my boy. You my son, and you out of line. That's the dumbest thing you could have did to spend that money that way.
Absolutely.
So one of Moran's scandals, one of Josh's scandals was pulling up to the mall, threatening a security guard because his mom called him and told him she felt disrespected. Now, why is his mom calling him so he can go and handle this?
Why is he handling it anyway?
Right,
he shouldn't be in that.
If your mom
he shouldn't have been put in that position anyway.
Exactly. His mom put him in that position, from what I understand. That's the problem.
But look at this, Adam, this way. You see what happened now? His mom called him.
Yeah.
You can tell the dysfunction in his family now.
Exactly.
The mom called him the money man to compromise him, to put him in a position to act out of, I can't even say act out of character, because I'm pretty sure she called him for a reason, because she knew what he was going to do. You understand? So it's like some people, I don't want to put that stigmatism on them, but some people are just not fit to be parents. Let's just keep it 100%.
What you call your son for? What you call your son
exactly.
for?
Right. Her level of stupidity, either as a mother, she loves her son, so you don't want to put him in that situation, or if he's your meal ticket, don't put your meal ticket in that situation.
Right.
Here's the thing too. So you go
protect
to the mall,
the money.
you go to the mall, and you so into yourself that whatever happened, and things do happen. I've seen it.
Yes, sir.
You can't be the bigger person to go to get yourself out of that situation. You have to stay at the mall long enough for your multi-million-dollar NBA playing basketball son to get there.
You
got to be out
at finish line. So what? You're fighting over $100 Nikes?
Parents, it seems like the parents just letting
something he can get for free.
Right.
Something he can get for free. Like, hey, I want these. They'll be in the mail. They'll send the car over from Oregon.
But this goes back to something else, I think, not to get off topic, but you're talking about egos, right? And you're talking about someone that felt disrespected because most likely over feeling like they were disrespected because they couldn't afford something. Maybe that's how she was feeling. Probably in a store, usually that's what the argument is about. Maybe the employee didn't think she belonged in the store or whatever, wasn't going to buy whatever she was going to buy, right? So you have that money now. It's your ego. You call your son up. It's his ego. What? I'm John Moran. I'm worth $200 million, and you're disrespecting my mom in a finish line. So now you're gonna, give it, just not think, just pull up with 9 of your. I think it was at least 9 of his boys. But it also goes back to these athletes and their egos getting them into trouble and stuff.
What's with 9 people? What's with 9 people though? I ain't been around 9 people ever.
A long time. Unless he's playing ball or something. Unless he's playing ball or something.
But you see his Instagrams and stuff. You see him at his house. It looks like a club.
9 people.
Yeah,
he's probably got twice that living off of him.
23. He's 23. That's what I'm saying.
Let me tell you something. If that was my little brother, that was my little brother. As soon as this happened, we having a meeting, but we having it down at the YMCA. This is your best bet to get a bed here because you're not coming back to the house.
That's a fact.
House on the market, everybody's fired.
Everybody's
fired. First of all, who's in charge of Twitter? Why is this on Twitter? We got a lesson that we can learn from now.
He's a money man. Nobody's telling him no. He's a money man. Nobody's telling him no. He's in charge.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's a problem.
His father's not parenting. His mother's acting nuts, and
he's probably got at least 10 to 20 of his friends living off of him. Who they're all yes men. What
happened to the AAU? What happened to the AAU coaches, the high school coaches? What about those guys? What about the scouts? What did they do? Did everybody just get their lump sum and just leave them be and just throw them out?
Probably.
No, nobody wants
most likely
money, right? If maybe he's writing 6-figure checks to his AAU team. You're not going to tell him anything if you're depending on that money.
Yo, C-Mick,
right?
Man,
exactly.
Where you at, C-Mick?
Huh?
Where you at?
What you mean?
No, where you at?
I'm at the lab.
I'm saying you just went and put a coat on.
No, a hoodie.
You good?
Sports hoodie, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Sorry about
Nah,
that.
but
Sorry
yo,
about
okay,
that.
but we say all of that, right? We still talk about mentoring. I think, you know, these leagues need to have like a mentoring.
they have
you know,
that. It's there. Like Bill was touching on.
It should be
it's
made
there.
though. It should be made
You
though.
can't make
It should
you
be,
can't make a young man
You-
get mentored.
bruh.
Okay, so
They
Kurt, what
gotta
they do?
want
Kurt,
to.
I'm
They
gonna-
have to
Because I'm thinking
want
about
to.
financial stability. I'm
They
thinking
do
about
financial-
financial stability.
They do their
Kurt, they
financial
put them
literacy
boys through classes
They do.
before the draft.
Yep.
They go
But
to classes for finances and
Yeah.
and mentoring about girls and everything is going to happen. Where you're going to be? You're going to be in the spotlight. For those of you that end up having a good career right off the bat, what's going to
Be
happen?
targeted. Be careful. Yep. All that.
I'm going to put it like
go
this.
through all of that.
You work in a magnet school district. They got your daughter got college credits at school, but you got to do it. It's there for the players, right?
Right.
But they got to do it. Right.
Right. A lot of it's available. It's available for you if you really want to.
Exactly.
But you have to want to, and you have to look. It's there.
The opportunities.
It's 100% there.
Right. You know, the opportunities are there, but you got to want it, and you can't make a young man listen to a mentor. You know, that's just the way it is. It's, you know, it's maybe he'll grow up, or, you know, not only him, maybe some of these basketball players, they grow up, or, you know, some of them come into the league more mature. Some of them need to grow while they're in the league, and a lot of them don't. And you see how many go bankrupt and how many get into trouble, like you were touching on earlier.
This wouldn't have happened. This wouldn't have happened if New York would have got the second pick. He wouldn't be doing none of this in New York.
What would he be doing in New York?
Where was he? Where would he?
But Chris,
what I'm saying,
you know why he wouldn't though? Chris, you know why though? Because New York has those resources, and they have the people there because they've seen superstars before.
Right, New York.
So you understand, it's already there. They know how to handle that stuff. Memphis, this is it. This is the first ever. Yeah. So they fumble. They fumble the bag.
So are we to believe that the organization is blind enough and not, what's the word when you don't
naive,
oblivious enough that their superstar is out with people with guns and in strip clubs, and there's nothing they can do? Pull him in the office. Listen, we got a lot on the line.
That's what they did.
Movies. That's what happens. They call you in.
But maybe
that's what they did.
We're getting reports. We got a lot on the line right now.
Adam Silver went to talk to him. You understand? Because first of all, it's a money. At the end of the day, it's money. It's all money. So Memphis wasn't bringing fans and to the stadium and all that other stuff. Now they're generating a lot of money for that city. So Adam Silver had to get into play. All these different people that's involved now in the city had to get, because they have to protect the money. Now, regardless of the fact, I don't think you'll ever see this from Ja Morant anymore. Period. Point blank. Period.
I hope not.
I don't think so. I don't think so. The mentorship that's about to go into play, all these different resources that they about to dump into him, it's not going to happen again. It is not, and he's not like a Kyrie that's like, you know, just, you know.
Please don't mention that name.
No, I understand what I'm saying.
Listen, he doesn't have that kind of freedom. He hasn't grown into a free thinker.
Right, exactly. You know I'm not saying anything negative. Kyrie just is his own man. He doesn't care what you think. He got his own beliefs.
The whole conversation and be like, okay, the world is flat. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
that's a fact.
No.
I'm not mad at him. But you can't get into his brain and switch things up.
You just gotta let him be.
Anymore. He's not a sponge anymore. He's Kyrie.
No, he's not.
Yeah, but John Morant's level of self-sabotage makes Kyrie Irving look like a Boy Scout. You know, I'm saying,
Phil, that's why I said don't
the self-sabotage
Kyrie.
that we see from John Morant
every day.
But no, I'm not even talking. I'm actually painting Kyrie in a positive light. Because, like Chris said,
after that we're gonna move on.
Kyrie's stubborn and he's self-destructive, but he wasn't hurting anybody but himself for the most part. John Morant, his level of self-sabotage is like next level. I don't know if it's maybe, and I think it's out of naivety. I don't even think he realizes the repercussions of what he was doing. Honestly,
but
go ahead. We can move on.
Yeah. Thank God, because Phil, I say don't bring it up because in our
I
our group
apologize.
chat,
Yeah, I see
in
it.
our group chat, that Adam
That's
can't
a touchy
stand.
subject. Okay,
Yes,
got it.
he can't stand Kyrie Irving.
I'm
When I
defending.
tell
I'm
you,
saying he's better than John Moran in this situation. You know,
no, I respect Kyrie
All right,
because he
I
put
won't bring
himself.
up Kyrie again.
It's all it's all good.
that's we can
Hey
save it
man,
for
we
another
talking
episode.
sports
We
here.
could do a
talking
10-hour
sport.
Kyrie marathon episode.
Hey yo, the reason why I'm saying is, look, even with Kyrie, man, I respect Kyrie because he you know, whatever he's doing, he feel like he's doing it for his people. So if he got to put his job out there and like, yo, if I mess up, I mess up. That's on me. If I lose 200 million, that's on me. But I got to speak up for what I need to speak up about. I don't see nothing wrong with that. If he wants, if it hurts him to stay in the NBA,
All right, I was ready to drop this, Kurt, but you know I got to push back
Adam,
on
I
this.
know Adam. No, just let it go, Adam. Let it go, Adam.
We can drop it, but we can keep going with it too.
This.
Yeah.
It's yeah, you see him. He got that twitch now.
Yo, so just my only pushback on Kyrie in this instance, as a he tried. I'm a healthcare worker. I had to get vaccinated in New York State. He tried to say he was speaking up for us. Bullshit. The dude's a moron. Moron. Healthcare workers don't get to work. Don't collect
bring it back. Bring it back. So, Ja, what do you think about Ja? So, you think he's gonna move forward in this? You think he's gonna get into any other issues going forward? Well, I hope he doesn't.
So.
I hope he doesn't.
I don't think so. I really
Me neither.
Like you said earlier. I think they're going to have that mentoring thing go extra hard. It's probably already been. They probably already activated.
But he's saying the right stuff. You know, he did an ESPN interview with Jalen Rose, right? I mean, I think he sounded like an idiot talking about protecting his family and stuff, but he's doing the right steps, right? He's showing up. He's got his Nike gear on. You know, Nike's still probably trying not to fumble the release of these sneakers in a couple weeks.
They can't lose any more top guys. They already gave up on. Sorry, Kyrie, but yeah, they gave up on him. Now they got to put all that bag into John Morant, so they don't want to fumble that or give up too quick.
Doing the right things, right? He checked himself into rehab for like 48 hours, whatever that means. You know, he met with Adam Silver. He's taking all the right steps.
Rehab. Yes, rehab.
What do you go to rehab for? What kind of rehab?
Anxiety or something. He's got anxiety about because he got a gun in a strip club.
Yeah, I heard of that.
But yeah, he went to Florida. I thought he was going to be in rehab for like a week or two. He was there for like 2 days, but he's doing the right stuff. The optics are good, right? He's doing everything he's supposed to do.
Okay.
Exactly. So we just got to let it be and let him, see if this is, like I said, we everything is forgivable at this moment in time. It's nothing serious.
Average 30 a night, he'll be good.
Yep, we forget about it.
He doesn't have to get to the finals, have to win a chip. Just get Memphis to the conference finals, score 30 points a night. He'll be in the MVP talks this time next year if he behaves.
Absolutely.
From what I hear, they're trying to get rid of Brooks. They don't. Memphis don't like.
Oh yeah, that's a different story. That dude's an idiot.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, okay. Brooks. So, but that's that's like the Draymond Green of Memphis.
No, he's not that important though.
I know he's not. I'm just kidding when I say that.
Oh, I don't think they need him. And but he's trying to be Draymond Green light. He is. Kevin Love. In the balls last night or the night before, whatever that was. Yeah. Being inflammatory, but he doesn't have the resume to act like that.
Not at all. At all. They swear like they the new Golden State. That's Golden State's, that's they little dude. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. They just beat Golden State the other day.
Golden State like 7-7-30 away?
They beat Golden State last time they played. That was like the first
Golden
time.
State like 7 wins and
they can't win on the road. Yeah, on the road they're terrible.
On the road is terrible. But back at home, they're good though.
Not terrible. They're horrible.
Scary.
Horrible.
It's scary.
Yeah, but somehow Steph.
Yo, he dropped 50 last night. It didn't save him.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all something. Y'all all still chime into the NBA like this? All four of you guys?
Yeah,
I keep up with it.
I keep up. I just watch. To be honest with you, I don't watch the games anymore unless they big games, but I look at all the highlights and the news like behind there, on what's going on in in the news about them, about or certain teams and certain players. But I don't watch certain games. Like it has to be like LeBron or big names like John Morant, LeBron is playing or something like that. It's just marquee players.
There's too many. There's too many
wasted
games.
I'm not so
I'm gonna
much
leave that alone.
Like I watch the Knicks when I can, when I got the stomach
James.
The Knicks is still in the NBA. I mean, sorry, go ahead.
No, they might. They're
actually,
let's move on.
Actually,
let's move on.
They're fifth in
I
the
watched
East.
the Heat. I watched the
Let's
Heat because I'm a Butler fan. I didn't even hear that remark.
You said it, JV. You said what?
I don't even watch. I didn't even hear that guy. You guys are nuts.
JV varsity what?
Knicks
is what? JV.
I like DeRozan on Chicago.
I was just about to say Chicago. That's who he rock with. Chicago.
Sorry about that. Isn't Ball done for another year or something?
Yeah, he got another surgery.
That dude is done for I think his career is done.
I think his career is done. Yeah, it's gonna be a fight for him to get back into the. Yeah, he got to prove himself all over again after this surgery.
He doesn't have to prove. He doesn't have to so much prove that he can play ball. He has to prove that he can get healthy.
Yeah,
right.
But he's already scratched out for next season.
We're traveling AAU team, so I don't know.
Wow.
What's Chicago
okay, we're still going there.
Are you guys in playoff? Are you guys in playoff?
They're out of the play-in, I think.
We're up there in modified. The modified league.
You guys might as well.
AAU, y'all don't even get to play in.
No, you might as well enter the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes at this point.
That's a fact.
Listen. Most of the guys on Chicago were seen downtown buying luggage for their trip after the last game of the season.
They're going fishing.
Yeah, they booked their tickets already.
They're going on vacation immediately.
Yeah, there's no postseason
right away. Especially the guys down the bench making $250,000 a year, has played about 80 minutes all year.
I'm not even gonna argue.
I'm not even gonna argue. And they're gonna get them long fishing poles for Lake Michigan.
Yeah, absolutely right.
If I was on a team and they didn't play me, I'd say, yo, put me in the G League. Let me rock out a little bit, man. Get some points or something, man. Because I'm not doing nothing but practice work here, man.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? I pull a what was my name? Lucius Tucker trade me, man. Lucius Tucker from Fisher State, Pittsburgh. Yes, from the corner.
I'm not even gonna argue with it. My team ain't doing good right now,
so watch
my team ain't.
You see, Anvil, you know what you have just proven to me?
What's that?
You don't know what it's like to be a Knicks fan.
I can't.
I run with the Knicks. If my Knicks right now were 14-50, I'd still be like, every now and then.
That's what I'm running with.
They give me a good game.
Listen,
you on the other hand, have nothing to say because your team's not doing well. I ain't got nothing to say.
Not doing well. Nah, why am I arguing? My team sucks.
I'm just repping the Knicks.
Chris,
my team sucks. You guys, listen.
You think the Knicks can be Cleveland?
We're just talking Chicago Bulls.
Anvil, I've known you at least 20 years, right? At least.
Yes.
Maybe more.
Yes.
I found out today you was from Chicago, man. Damn it, all this time.
Yeah, all this time. Yeah, that's Chi-Town, man.
Yeah,
Windy City.
I respect it though, Colin. Bro, I do respect it because
listen, I'm like y'all, loyal to a fault. I mean, I came here when they were hot, and I stuck with them when they not. You guys were not, and you guys never been hot, so you guys stuck, and y'all used to that. So I'm not gonna argue with you about it. Our team is doing just as good as you guys doing. You know what I mean? So
I must have been 5.
It is what it is.
I must have been 5 and
73. That's what you get. That's the age you get from me. 73.
Yeah, 50 years ago.
Yes.
50 years ago, I was a little child the last time we won. I used to sneak on my 19-inch TV, get it on Channel 9 so I could watch Michael Ray Richardson cut back and forth on niggas high on coke. I watched Bernard beat dudes up for 50 games for like 4 straight games, then run through Central Park and tear his knee up.
Yo, Chris, you think the Knicks can beat Cleveland in a 4-5?
Say it again.
First round, you think the Knicks can beat Cleveland 4-5 playoff matchup?
That's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be a tough one because they're gonna be the home team.
They're not going to be the home
problem
team.
with that matchup is they have enough scoring to go back and forth. And as good as RJ Barrett plays from time to time, it's time to time.
Yeah, he's got to be consistent.
Right. He can't do 6 straight games.
So that 4 or 5 position is crazy.
Yeah. Randolph too, though he's not
at all.
No, actually, Randolph has made a bit of a comeback this season.
He's been playing well.
He's done well.
He's like 27.
No. Randolph had done well throughout the season. When it comes to playoffs,
yeah, but he hasn't been in enough playoffs, and neither has Cleveland. Neither is anybody on Cleveland. The worst thing they could have did.
Mitchell's
got some
good
playoffs. No, one guy. The worst thing they could have did was trade Kevin Love. That's the only guy they had on the team with experience.
Where is Love anyway?
Miami.
I guarantee you.
He's Miami. That's a good spot for him.
The problem with them boys is they're not going to have enough experience. Mitchell can't do it. You saw what he did against the team. He dropped 50 and he still lost.
But it might be but they might have enough to get by the Knicks. But if the Knicks can make it, I think that if the Knicks can make it, Knicks might be able to make it out to the second round.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Bucks.
It's gonna be
the Bucks and Boston. That's the fun coming out of the East. That's it.
I was hoping that we could get in position to play Boston.
Yeah, you got
for
Boston's
some
number.
reason
We beat Boston.
They got Boston's number.
Yep.
In Boston, out of Boston. We would play the game in Philly and beat them. So,
yo, you stupid. Hey, yo, what's good with what's good with March Madness? We linked into that too, or what?
No.
I did. Mm-hmm. See, that's my expertise over there.
I did like to watch the 16s because it's teams that I never really get a chance to see or hear about. Yeah. I like to watch them just to see. And most of the time over the last couple of years, some of the 16s have really faltered that last 8 minutes of the game. See, that's the big deal. You can play anybody for a period of time. It's that last 8 minutes of the game when it's close. You got to have a closer. You got to have a closing mentality. That's why the only when I used to watch Syracuse, I used to watch them guys. If you let the game stay close, 8 minutes later, they're gonna get you because it's hard to score on a zone in a slow down game. Because if the game's close, last 8 minutes, you ain't trying to run.
That's a fact.
Nobody's running. You're trying to get a bucket, and you're trying to stop a bucket.
So let me ask
you: it's hard to get a bucket against that zone if you're not used to it.
I'm
surprised. In all actuality, I'm surprised that he doesn't have more rings because of that zone.
Bonheim,
you know,
Boeheim is not even in the NCAA this year.
He's fired. He's fired.
Last year. He's done.
But Chris, I was going to ask you. I don't really watch college ball, but is that a personnel? Is that a player thing or a coach thing? When you talk about a closing mentality, and you got an 18-year-old
coach,
it's the coach. The coach has to be able to coach that. You have to be able to teach that coming down. You know, you got you're talking about a freshman. Some of these freshmen might be 17.
Yeah,
you're talking about a 17-year-old on national TV going against the number 1 in the nation, and they just made it in.
Yeah.
And he's coming out there. He's fired up. You got to be able to coach that man for the whole game. You can't let him go out there and go crazy for the game is 40 minutes for 32 minutes. And then he doesn't know what to do. You don't know what to do. Everybody on the team is lost. You go from a 2 to 3 point flip-flop game to losing by 15. I seen it. I don't watch enough of that. You seen it. You seen these boys.
I watch it all.
They play to the minute. You get to 7:57 left.
They
go to the
bathroom
bathroom and come back, and that team's down 6. All you did was go to the bathroom and come back. They down 6 points.
Yeah.
Foul.
It's not. But college ain't score. You know they don't score.
2 turnovers, 4 points, 13 in a minute, 20 seconds. They don't win on a 9-0 run. It's a 14-point game. Come on,
sir.
But I do like it.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a fun thing.
I want to experience the Final Four. Some of my sport things I want to do that I haven't had a chance to do. I want to experience the Final Four. I want to experience the Super Bowl.
Bucket list.
I want to go to Chicago Cubs Stadium with the leaves on the Wrigley Field. Yeah. If it's still there. I don't know. But hey, man, listen, it's always love, man. And I love being around you guys. I love talking to you, man. I had a good time. It's good to see you, Adam. Tell Anvil he ain't had to get mad about the Chicago Bulls.
Yo, how y'all feel about that face slapping that from the dude that make the MMA? Damn,
it's dope.
That hurts us watching. That hurts us watching.
Yeah. Oh my
You
God!
talking
You
about
just putting
the
yourself
face slapping
you
competition.
volunteering that face. Woo!
I scroll.
Those guys
I
are getting
scroll.
knocked out
I
with open hand
scroll
slaps.
because
Chris,
a
you
slap.
slow?
I don't watch the slapping.
Why?
I don't like that kind of terror. I don't like that kind of violence. You know what I'm saying? Dude didn't even have his hand up.
Nope.
Yeah.
They letting people smack him on purpose.
That's his brain damage. Just
Hey, listen,
just,
man. Charlie Murphy
he
said
broke
it best.
his
You
face.
couldn't slap nobody back in the days. Slap him in the face. Nah. There was a duel, man. Somebody had to go. I challenge you to a duel. We're going outside, man. 5 paces.
Ah!
Hey, yo, listen.
Hey.
We're about to chime off. I mean, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us today.
Thanks for having me, Kurt.
Anytime, my brother Adam.
Chris, good seeing you.
See you
Listen,
guys,
brothers,
man.
it was fun. It was fun. You know, I hope we could do this thing again. Me and Adam been talking about doing something with sports, man. So, well, I like this here. I appreciate everybody. Everybody enjoy their night. Thank you for everybody that was watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and you know, love the channel if you want. You know, appreciate it. Have a good one. God is good.
All right, fellas.
Appreciate everybody. Chiming off.